Very well then. All right. Thank you for sharing that with us. We wish you the very best in your business pursuit and your journey. And yeah, you are in the right place. Witstart is here to guide you every step of the way towards achieving those goals of yours in your potential business. We've been having Friday review sessions at Wit Students for those that have joined and those that are already in the community. For those that haven't, we'll be sharing the link with you on the chat box. You should join in for the amazing Friday sessions that we've been holding. We've been reading on how to sell to Nigerians, and it has been a whole lot of lessons also from there. We had one yesterday, and I was sharing on how we've been having an amazing review sessions every Friday on the Wit Students page. For those that are not there yet as student entrepreneurs, you should check the chat box to join in and also be a part of the business engagement and business talks we've been having on the community page. We'll be sharing that in. We'll be learning on how to sell to Nigerians. Yesterday specifically, we talked on the kind of products Nigerians would like to buy. And we delve so much while we're discussing into different sectors and different areas that Nigerians pay attention to, that Nigerians are very well interested in. We talked about merriment, how Nigerians can party, Nigerians love to party. And so as for business ideas or things that people might like to go into and to start, you could look at things that make up a party, things that you can do in a party. What comprises, what does a party consist of? You see that in a party, there will be availability of drinks, of what to eat, what to drink. And so business ideas can come even from there to satisfy your Nigeria audiences, your Nigeria customers. Also saw into other products, how that people make use of herbal things, the likes of black soap, tea, supplement, and things that people like to consume. And so we just discussed on that, and it has been an amazing session so far, reviewing that book. We could also join in, request for the book, and also participate even in the review session. Also, for persons that have not been following up with the webinar, our links to the recorded versions are on Spotify and on YouTube. You can catch up on the different sessions that we've held in past weekends, the ABC of financial management, social media managing class, social optimization, and all of that. We could catch up on the social media pages on YouTube and on Spotify. You can listen up and have the concrete knowledge that we've been building on so far. Mr. Sampson, your hands are up. Let's have you.
So when it comes to the acts, when it comes to negotiation, negotiation is an act. So there are a lot of things that I personally know about negotiation, because negotiation doesn't really have just one single formula. It is a step that leads to a destination. So when it comes to negotiation, negotiation involves more than one party. It involves one or more parties. Let me put it that way. It involves one or more party. And it is more like a game, or let me say it's more like a battle between two people or two sides that they are aiming at reaching an agreement. It is more like me and you, we are trying to reach an agreement towards a particular thing, or a particular, let's say, a particular ideology. Let me put it that way. We are having a conflicting ideas, and we are trying to reach an agreement. So personally, as a realtor, I've been in so many situations where I will see people who tell me that, okay, this property is sold for, let's say, 10 million naira. And you see someone telling me that, why don't I settle for, let's say, 8.5 million naira. Then from there, we start negotiating, like discussing about it. It's more like, oh yeah, pay 9.5, oh yeah, pay 9 million, you know, until we now reach a point where our agreement, we like a meeting point, until we reach a meeting point. So there are many things involved in this step of negotiation. There is this particular course on act of negotiation that I came across sometimes ago. This particular course explains each steps that are involved in negotiation. It talks about like you understanding the person that you are trying to negotiate with, and also you you putting yourself in the shoes of the person. You know, we are all human beings, and the way you think is totally different from the way I think. But if I decide not to see things the way you are seeing it, we probably will never reach an agreement. But before we can reach an agreement, we have to put us, I have to put myself in your own shoes to see the way you are seeing things. Probably there's something I'm missing out um that you are seeing, but because I'm missing out on that thing, I'm probably not seeing it the way you are seeing it. So indirectly, our interests will conflict. There will be a conflicting interest. So now, for negotiation to be successful, I have to put myself in your shoes. I have to try as much as possible to understand you, and also to use empathy. You know, especially when you are negotiating, let's say property related, or let's say business related, anything that deals with business. So now it involves the two parties now trying to understand each other, and at the same time, you as an individual now trying to reach an agreement with the person. So the things that are involved in these steps include you empathy. You can also mirror. Is also a very good way of communication, because before you can negotiate effectively, you must be good with communication. It is the way you're able to express yourself that will determine how well the conversation or the negotiation will go. So you must be able to express yourself very well. You must be able to mirror the person that you are trying to communicate with. There is an act called mirroring. Probably we'll go into that deeply later. So there is a lot to learn, especially when it comes to negotiation. As I've earlier said, you know, you mirror, you label the person, you try to understand the person too. So those are part of the things that we need to consider, especially when we are trying to like negotiate with the other party.
And yeah, like you rightly said, you know, setting the right price, mastering negotiation are actually very important skills for us as business owners. They're actually very important because it will help one to determine one's profitability, how you retain your customers, make them keep coming, not just one time, and the market's competitiveness of what you do actually. So is this pricing strategies what we'll be learning today, and the negotiation tactics that will help us to be well positioned, yeah, to help us to be well positioned in the market and in that area, that sector of what you actually provide, that service you provide, and what product you sell. So there has to be a balance between the rate at which you charge, what you are providing, what it is worth, yeah, and how you maintain the relationship with your customers in order to aim at a long-term success. Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson, for that. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Victor, I can see your hand. Let's have you, sir.
Oh, sorry. I thought I've unmuted my mic. So I have a question. So the question is as normally, um, during negotiation, the normal procedure is that we reduce our price. I'm talking about pricing now, having the correct pricing. Maybe your business is not doing well, and then it's now said, okay, talking about, okay, and somebody wants to buy, and then it's complaining. So is it possible that, and then normally you should reduce your price, I mean, to make it affordable for the customer. So I want to ask, is it possible that during negotiation, after negotiation, instead of you reducing the price, and maybe you and the customer had a conversation, and the customer later had to pay more than even the price? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, instead of you bringing down the price, you actually increase the price based on negotiation with the customer. So, and in what strategy can a person use as a business owner to achieve that kind of result? Because normally on, so let's say you are selling it for 1,000 naira, because the person is saying Choco bad, can I buy it for this price? You tend to reduce it to get, I'll buy it 900 naira or buy it 800 naira. So is it possible that you will negotiate, but in the negotiation it is you that increase the price or something? And what strategy can bring that kind of thing, can make it possible?
Okay.
All right.
To what Mr. Victor just said, when it comes to act of negotiation, because as I earlier said, negotiation is an act. It depends on the way the person that is offering the value presents the value that will determine if that particular price will be reduced or it will be maintained or even increased. Okay, recently I was going through some videos and I came across a particular video. The person said something, and that thing that the person said really dawned on me that this is true. The person said, don't sell the product, sell the result. Don't sell the product, sell the result. So in the process of you selling the result, you are showing the value that this particular item or this particular service what. So now it will be unfair on the other party after showing you the value of this thing, and you still want to, like, it is normal to bargain in negotiation. In fact, it is one of the things that are involved in negotiation. But it will be unfair on the part of the other party during negotiation, after showing the value of this thing, showing the result of this thing, and at the end of the day, you still want to own the price. And there is still another step that shows that no, I am not taking this price. No, saying no is also part of negotiation, because there are some certain things that you won't accept, especially when you are negotiating. It is the ability to say no that will channel the course of the negotiation to another direction. For instance, now, people deliberately beat down price just to see your reaction towards something. Something happened recently to me. I went to a shop, to all these Igbo shops, to buy something. And it was after I was done with the whole thing, like after buying everything from the shop, that I discovered that I've actually been, will I say duped? Or let me say I've overpaid for the things I bought. I discovered that the funny thing was that the guy that even sold those items to me was not the owner of the shop. He pretended to be the owner of the shop. Meanwhile, he came to the shop to buy something. So immediately I saw him, I saw how mature he looked. So I assumed within myself that this must be the owner of the shop, not knowing that the owner of the shop is even there, and he pretended as if nothing was happening. So the guy ended up selling things like almost by the time I went back, because I had a little complaint about those things I bought, they were like, he also came here to buy something that they don't know him before. So I got to understand that this guy presented the value to me so well that I felt, okay, this thing actually worth this price. I ended up buying those things I bought from the shop like ×2 of the initial amount I should have bought them. So imagine me, instead of buying something for, let's say, 5,000 naira, I ended up buying some for like 10,000 naira, 8,000 naira. And within me, I didn't feel cheated. I felt like I got value for the money I paid. It was later that I went to the shop to make a complaint about one of the things I bought, that they started laughing that he also met, like I also met him there, that he's also there to buy something, not that maybe he's the owner of the shop or something. But he was able to successfully negotiate with me that I felt the value that I'm exchanging my money for, and I didn't feel cheated. And after I discovered that this actually happened, I didn't feel bad. And the reason why I didn't feel bad is that I felt, no, this guy is really smart. They don't show me Lagos. You know, that kind of a thing. Because within me, I felt, no, this guy is a very good salesman. And he was able to successfully negotiate with me without me feeling cheated. Because when you are negotiating with somebody, the other party should not feel cheated. The other party should feel as though he's also getting value for what he's giving in exchange. So when it comes to negotiation, negotiation involves exchange of value for money, or exchange of value for another value. So if I'm paying you 1 million naira, I expect that I'm getting something worth 1 million naira in value for that 1 million naira that I'm giving to you. It is when I have a doubt that this thing doesn't worth up to 1 million naira that I will necessarily beat it down beyond the normal level to which I am supposed to beat it down. That is one thing that we really need to understand about negotiation. I know majority of us probably have gone to the market with our mom, or you've probably been to somewhere that maybe it's common to most African mom. They will call something for 1,000 naira, and some people's mom here, I'm very sure they will buy that thing for 200 naira. Reason being that they discovered that this thing that you want to sell for me for 1,000 naira doesn't worth 1,000 naira to me. So the negotiation starts. And before you know what's happening, they'll start beating down the price. And the person that is also involved in this sales of that particular item also know the initial value, but he wants to see your reaction just to be able to like see if you will fall for that particular price. In fact, I believe Mr. Victor is also a life example of what I'm saying. I don't know, sometimes ago you went to buy something when we were still on campus then, that you went to go and buy, I guess, your guitar, is it string or belt? And you discovered that the amount you were sold, that it was sold for you was actually way higher than the normal amount it is being sold in the market. So there are times that we fall victim of things that are less invaluable because of the way the negotiation went. To you, you felt that you got value for the money you paid. So it involves you understanding and you feeling that you get value for what you pay. So that is just one of the things I want us to understand when it comes to the act of negotiation. I hope maybe I've been able to answer your question, Mr. Victor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson. Thank you for that insight. I believe strongly the guest speaker will delve more into the topic on the pricing strategy and the tactics as regards negotiation. And then, yeah, we'll answer most of our questions, all of the questions on our. Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson. The link to the student community have been dropped on the in-call messages. Let's do well to join in for those that are not there yet, so that you have a continued conversation, have a continued community to talk business in. So let's do well to join the student link and keep our questions coming in. Let's drop them in the chat box. It will all be attended to. Let's also share with other persons that are yet to be here. This is a session that shouldn't be missed for anything. For those that are just joining in, I'll be reading the profile of our guest speaker once again. Let's listen. So yeah, we'll be learning on pricing strategies and negotiation tactics for business owners today. And our speaker for today's session is Fabian George. He is a dynamic young entrepreneur and business leader with a fervent passion for real estate. And as the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Cuddle Infrastructural Finance Cooperative, he has driven exponential growth, expanding the cooperative's member base to over 12,000 users through his innovative marketing skills and growth strategies. Additionally, as a director at Equity Circle, one of Nigeria's fastest growing real estate companies. He oversees multifamily apartment constructions in Lekki and projects valued at over 5 billion naira. His exceptional leadership has earned him the Nelson Mandela Leadership Award of Excellence and Integrity, recognition as the West African Youth Ambassador, and the Yoruba Youth Leadership Award. Fabian holds a professional fellowship doctorate in real estate management from the Chartered Institute of Public Resources Management and Politics in Ghana and a BA in History and International Relations. Recently, he was honored with the Royal African Leadership Award by the Oni of Ife as one of the 100 African youths leading change at the global stage. All right. Thank you, everyone, for staying through. Now we have our guest speaker, Fabian George, on the call now, and we're getting right into today's session. Like I've rightly said, we're learning on pricing strategies and negotiation tactics for business owners. So let's make welcome our speaker for today by dropping our emojis, even as it goes ahead with the session.
Every one of us, we can just do a kind of a roll call, unmute yourself. If you can on your video, do that. Share with us who you are, what you do, yeah. So that I know that I have an informed knowledge of who exactly I'm talking to, the kind of business that I'm in. Okay. Do you not do Odoyo? Can you go next? No time. Introduce yourself. Do you not do Odoyo?
Good afternoon, sir. My
Yeah,
name
good
is
afternoon.
Comfort. I'm a student of Obafemi Awolowo University, and I would like to start a business of material in civil engineering and all other tech materials.
Material is field engineering. Please explain. I don't understand.
Yeah, like the materials for building constructions in reinforcement in roads.
Oh, that's what you want to do right now.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Victoria, are you there? Victoria's face seems familiar from your DP, but let's hear from you.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I was under your training for TSA's class, so that's why it looks familiar. Good afternoon, sir.
PFA. Did you say PFA?
TSA, Visa Madrid.
TFA. What's the meaning of TFA?
TSA, Visa Madrid. I think you had one training
Oh,
one
oh,
time.
oh, oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
class.
Okay.
Yes,
So
I'm a visual voice and pen content creator. So that's what I do.
I like the way you speak, Victoria.
Thank you,
Thumbs
sir.
up. Joyce, let's go.
Very well, sir. I'm Joy Odunjo. I'm a fashion entrepreneur.
Okay, Joy, fashion. What school are you from?
I'm from the University of Ilorin. I finished from there.
All right, Sharon, you're done. Joy,
Yes, sir.
what course did you study?
Biology.
Okay, Tioluwani Adeleke, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there, sir.
All right, let's hear you.
Yes, sir, I'm a graphic designer and a teacher.
You're a graphic designer and a what?
And a teacher.
Teacher.
Yes, sir.
Oh, interesting. Okay, good. Thank you for on your video. Victor Oguntade.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Victor Gade. I graduated from University of Ilorin from the Department of Forestry and Wildlife Management.
So what do you do?
Okay, I'm a digital marketer.
Okay, thank you. Victoria Shodia. Are you there? Victoria
Yeah, I guess she has
Shodia.
spoken.
You spoke
Oh,
already.
she spoke already. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Samson Onwa. Samson, permit me if I didn't get that pronunciation. Can you introduce yourself to us, Samson? Samson, would you mind introducing yourself to us? Okay, without no further ado, first of all, thank you so much, guys, for those that have taken time to introduce themselves. Right. I'm gonna have seen some things that I would already start seeing, from your introduction, which I believe that, is something that you guys need to do or you guys need to learn from, right? Like I said, I'm going to wrap it very fast. We might have a part two, so that some of the things I'm sharing, so that you can sink in well, I put more perspective on it. But because of time, I'm supposed to be at a dinner now, right? So I'm just going to wrap it short, 15, 20-minute max. But pay attention, guys. The subject matter is strategies and negotiation tactics for business owners. Right. First of all, from your introduction, what you guys do is not interesting to me, and that's the truth. From the way you guys have introduced your business, is not interesting to me. There's no interest that's being generated. It appears as the regular business a lot of people do. There's nothing unique. There's nothing spectacular about what you have just said. Be it the graphic designer, be it the person that wants to start engineering materials, be it the person that is saying a digital marketer, be it the person that is saying is a content creator or a voiceover or whatnot, right? There's nothing interesting about what you do. One of the ways to set yourself apart in business, I have started to. One of the ways to set yourself apart in business is to have a unique selling point. The world will not reward you for your similarities. The world will only reward you for your differences. The world doesn't reward similarities. The world only rewards differences. Differences. What is different in your idea? What is different in what you are doing? If you go online, how many content creators do we have in Nigeria? You'll be shocked. Go online, how many digital marketers do we have in Nigeria? You'll be shocked. Go online, how many engineering procurement officers do we have in Nigeria? You'll be shocked. Go online and begin to search your area of work. You'll be shocked at the number of people that are doing it. But what sets your company apart? What sets your own business apart? The first thing that will set you apart whenever you are introducing your company is to learn how to make it interesting. Learn how to make it interesting. Nobody gives a damn about what you do. They only care about how that thing you do will affect them directly. Nobody cares about the fact that you're a digital marketer. I've heard a lot of digital marketers. Nobody cares about the fact that you are a fashion designer. I've had a lot of fashion designers. Nobody cares about the fact that you're a graphic designer. A lot of graphic designers. Nobody cares about the fact that you're a content creator. There are many. But if you come and tell me, nice words, nice presentation about your idea, or for instance, digital marketer says, I help business owners get their names in front of decision makers. I help business owners get their brand in the front of patronizing buyers. That to me sparks curiosity. That to me sparks interest. I'm like, how? Because I'm a business owner. So you have introduced yourself in such a way that it sparks curiosity in me, and I want to pay more attention to you and ask you, how are you going to do that? You cannot stress it and by saying that I actually do that through the help of digital marketing by doing this, by doing that, by doing this, to get to this and all that. So you are not in the digital marketing space. What you are doing is much more than the word digital marketing. It's a buzzword for me. Steve Jobs, an amazing person I want you guys to go and study more. He's a loving guy. He wanted to sell iPod. iPod is a listening device. He didn't say buy iPod. He said 1,000 songs in your pocket. Imagine, guys, that you have 1,000 songs in your pocket. That introduction sparks curiosity. It sparks interest. You want to learn more. What is it about this particular product that makes me access 1,000 songs in my pocket? Brilliant presentation. So I want to challenge you this evening. Whenever you are asked to introduce yourself again, stop giving all those buzzwords, generic words. Say something that sparks attention. Say something that sparks interest. Say something that sparks curiosity. If you are a baker, you are not in the baking business. You are helping people make their memories count, their special memories. You are helping them make it count. If I tell you, as a baker, I say, I help people make their special days count. And someone, the same person doing the same thing says, I am a baker. Please, let's be sincere. Who will you listen more to? Or who will you ask, how? Tell me more. Drop it. The person that says memories or the person that says I'm a baker, drop it in the comment section. Be sincere, please. Let's be sincere with each other. Just drop a chat quickly in the comment section. Let me go over. I'm waiting for us. Who will listen to the baker or the memory person? The person that talks about memory. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Joy. Joy, why? Joy, why? Unmute yourself and talk, Joy. Why? Why will you listen to the person? Why?
Because she connects more with me. She makes the product more appealing for me to patronize her.
Please, I give a virtual round of applause to Joy. Because it connects more with me. If you tell me that you are a baker, it doesn't connect with me. It doesn't connect with me. There was a guy, a student, I told him this, and guess what? That same thing he did changed, first of all, his perception about his business and how his people began to see him. The guy sells shoes. I tell the guy, don't be saying you make shoes. Don't be telling people you are. I said, this is what you be saying. You say, I help people see attention everywhere they go. I help people steal attention everywhere they go. I help people steal attention everywhere they go. How? Whenever you go into a room, 80% of attention will be focused on your feet, on the kind of shoes you wear. It means that when you patronize me, I will make sure the kind of attention you command is respect, is worthy. I help people steal attention everywhere they go. He started using this and it changed a lot of things about his business. So the first thing that you guys need to know from henceforth, stop all this boss that you are using to describe your business. Go and connect more with people. Real-time problems of people. Real-time solutions of people. Real-time what people are facing. Right? Just like Josh said, it connects with me more. It connects with me more. Number 2 strategies that we must have is, so the content creator, find another way to talk about yourself that you're a content creator, that I'm saying you're a content creator. So number 2 strategy that you need is what I call okay, let me move fast. Right, but I've spoken about introduction. So I want to teach you guys the weapons of sales. The weapon of sales and negotiation. The weapon of sales and negotiation. And I'm going to only take 2 weapons. I have about 7 weapons. I'm going to take 2 weapons today. And Mr. Tango, Mr. Kimalamide is here. You will arrange another time where we can talk. You know, I'll make my time available. Now, you have to know that business is war. You must treat it as such. Write that down. Business is war. Treat it as such. That's a quote from one of my mentors, Dr. Ubon King, of his blessed memory. Business is not fun play. Business is not a playground. Business is war. Treat it as such. It's a battlefield. If you are not ready to dominate the market share, you will become the next market to be shared. If you are not ready to dominate the market share, you will become the next market to be shared. If you are not ready to be successful in business, there are thousands of people who want to ease you of the burden of relevance. You didn't catch that. If you are not ready to be successful in business, there are thousands of people who are ready to ease you of the burden of relevance, of the burden of greatness, of the burden of success. So, if you are not prepared for the battle, you are gone, you are finished. You should not even be in the business. So you have to come into the business with a warlike mindset, a warlike attitude, a warlike focus. That this is a war. We are in war now. It's just a bearing in Yoruba. We're in war. And that's why I'm explaining, that's why I titled it Weapon of Sales and Negotiation. This particular teaching, I'm a person of faith. I believe in God, an amazing, believe in Jesus. You know, I was reading my scripture someday, and this thing jumped at me. This is about what sharing. It jumped at me. I was reading the book of Ephesians 6 talking about the hammer of God. It jumped at me. That armor of God, and God was beginning to teach me some things. So the number one weapon you need, time is fast spent. I want you to title the weapon the element of knowledge. The element of knowledge. Akoto in Yoruba, helmet of knowledge. Helmet of knowledge. Helmet of knowledge. Guys, the difference in successful business people is the difference in knowledge. The difference in business men in the business world is the difference in knowledge. When you see someone that knows more, the person will do better. If you know better, you will do better. If you don't know, you will not be known. The element of knowledge. Knowledge is a critical weapon if you must win the battle of sales, the battle of negotiation. You have to know. You must equip yourself with knowledge. It takes what is in your head to forge ahead. It takes what is in your head to forge ahead. Please, 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 I am not talking to WhatsApp vendors. I am not talking to CEOs on WhatsApp. Those who want to build something, that's not. I'm not talking to you. By God's grace, Akinola Media will find someone else to speak to you people. I'm talking to those who want to build a long-lasting, successful startup. If you are here to play small game, please exit the call, because you will not understand the kind of what I am going to be saying. It takes what is in your head to forge ahead. You have to know about business. A lot of people call themselves CEO on WhatsApp. They don't even know a jack about what a CEO is. They don't even have anything. They don't know anything about break even. They don't know anything about pitch deck. They don't know anything about target market, TAM. They don't know anything about AUM. They don't know. They don't know nothing. They know nothing. And you say you want to be in business, you are late. If you are ready, you are late. You need to equip yourself with the right information. Being a CEO is not about putting clothes, all those things. That's nonsense. That's small-mindedness. You have to invest heavily in knowledge. If you are not loaded, you are not needed. You didn't catch that. If you are not loaded, you are not needed. You are not needed. There's a degree of knowledge you have that will command attention and results for you. You cannot say you're a business person and you don't know anything about your industry. Back and front. You can't. You are on your way into failure. Your failure has started. Ignorance. So many people, I want to beg you, business owners here, please invest in knowledge. Go and learn. Watch YouTube videos. If you're not good with reading books, play audio books. If you're not good with visual, maybe you're good with hearing, play audio books. Make sure you in all that get wisdom, get knowledge, get wisdom, get knowledge. If you don't study, you'll be stupid. If you don't study, you'll be stupid. And guess what? There is no gift of knowledge. There is only the discipline of study. There is no gift of knowledge. There is only the discipline of study. One of the persons I respect so much, Pastor Bishop David Oyedepo, when he was about to start Covenant University, Landmark University, he said he has studied top class university, Princeton, Oxford, Yale, Harvard. He has studied them, studied their principles, that he was so sure that Covenant University will be the new century Harvard. The question is it like that today? 100% yes. Look at the quality of products Covenant University has produced. Piggyvest, Paystack, Corapay. Many guys Covenant University has produced. Why? The result you are seeing of Covenant and Landmark came as a result of a blessing that came through knowledge. You can't joke with knowledge, guys. You can't. You must be knowledgeable. Their doors are closed because knowledge puts you on edge. There's no gift of knowledge. There's only the discipline of study. You have to study. You have to study. You have to study. You have to study. A big head without a big brain is a big load to the neck. A big head without a big brain is a big load to the neck. Many of you are beautiful. There's no sense. Beauty without brain is cosmetic foolishness. Have something on this your head. It's not about calling yourself a CEO. How much do you know? Number 2, which I have stopped here, the spectacle of vision. The spectacle of visions. The spectacle of vision. Number 1, the helmet of knowledge, the spectacle of vision. What do you see? Who are you looking at? What is fueling your emotions, your decisions to start business? Why are you doing that business? Why? What's your motivation? What's your greatest why? Who will suffer if you don't make it? Who will feel it if you are not successful? Why? This question centers around mental fears that creates in you hunger and anger. One of the things why I must be successful because I hate poverty. I've tasted what poverty looks like, guys. I've tasted what poverty looks like. Hardcore. Right? A lot of people talk about 001, 010, 00. Me, I didn't have any zero. I didn't have any figure. The only thing I was depending on someone else 001 or 110 to feed. The person is my girlfriend. That's why that girl, there's something I want to do for her now. I didn't have so much to feed myself that my girlfriend then in school will feed me morning, afternoon, and evening. So I cannot relate when you say 010, 001. I can't relate because I don't even have an option. The options of a poor man are limited. The options of a poor man are limited. Some of you say, I don't like iPhone. You shut up. You are poor. It's because you cannot afford it. Shut up. Say, I cannot be traveling out. I don't like but when you have money, your eyes, the veil will open. What money cannot do, more money will do it. Money is good. I hate that poverty, and that's one of my why. I don't want to be poor. I don't want to give excuse for my babe. When my babe asks me, I need a Peruvian wig, I need a Brazilian wig. I want to be able to afford this. I don't want my children to suffer. I met a man. He told me that his children can never have malaria. How? He said his children have not tasted pure water since he gave birth to them. He said his children have not tasted pure water. Maybe some of you today, you have even taken, you have taken pure water. Some of you might even have pure water you are drinking as you are listening. But someone said his children have never taken pure water, so they can have some sicknesses. Why? Because the reality is different. Some of us, we used to have some dreams and we were sleeping and you spread clothes in your compound. And by the time you wake up in the midnight to pack the clothes, some people, you saw some people packing your clothes. But it's because you are staying, they face me and slap you. If you are staying in a compound, you will not think of such dreams. If you guys have your own, you won't think of such dreams. So poverty has a way of constraining our experiences. If you are privileged, if you are not privileged here to be born into a wedding home, please, I beg you, castrate poverty in your time. Because poverty is a spirit. If you don't castrate it in your time, it will give birth to its kind. Someone did not catch that. Poverty is a spirit. If you don't castrate it in your time, it will give birth to its kind. This is one of my visions. So you have to have a spectacle of vision that you look up to every day that creates in you hunger to grind in that work, in that job you are doing. When the purpose of a thing is unknown, this is what is inevitable. Why are you in that business? What are the things that is fueling your anger? What are the things that is fueling your emotions? My mentor, Dr. Obon King, he's lost a child because of 6,000 naira drug. He lost his child because of 6,000 naira drug. And he vowed that this money will hit it. He lost his child because of 6,000 naira drug. That's how pathetic that could be. So the spectacle of vision is talking about the things that fuels your emotion, that fuels your drive. That when you are tired, you want to give up, you look at those things. It is a weapon, it's a tactics for success. It has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than you. One of the persons I respect so much, Grant Cardone, they asked him when the population of the world was 5 billion. They asked him, what's your biggest goal? He said his biggest goal is to impact 8 billion people in the world. Is that not crazy? When he said that the population of the world was 5 billion, and you say you want to impact 8 billion people in the world. November 2022, WHO released a statistic. He said the world has finally hit 8 billion. That's an audacious goal. That's a goal that doesn't keep you sleeping. A vision is like sitting on a needle. It should make you jump up for an action. You don't sit on a needle and say, yeah, don't do me, and be crying. You jump up, you jump up, you jump up. That is what a vision should do for you. A dream is not what you see when you sleep. A dream is what stops you from sleeping. What is your biggest why? That will make you and make sure you succeed in that business. These are the two weapons I'm going to talk about today. Time is fast spent. I want to leave. I'll give room for one or two questions on this particular one. I'll find another time with Akiolamide, come back again, do a part 2 so that I can get the remaining 4 or 5 weapons. So I'm going to call it short, wrap it up now, right? So I'm going to take 2 questions, mostly a guy and a lady for gender balance. 2 questions on this particular one so that I can max out. Please, do ask your questions. I need to start driving out.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Let's drop our questions quickly. The first 2 questions will be attended to. Let's drop our questions quickly.
I have a question.
All right, Toluwanimi, let's have you.
How can I fix price for my graphic design? The designs I do.
Can I hear you?
I said, how can I fix prices? Like, because the thing is pricing strategies and negotiation tactics for business owner. So, what are the price strategies I can pick for my graphic
Number
design?
one, first of all, make sure you have to be sure that you are good at what you do, right?
Okay, okay, sir.
That thing, you have to be sure that you are good at what you do. If you can do it,
Okay,
it's
sir.
not bragging. You
Okay,
get
sir.
one of the mistakes we do is that we try to not magnify what we do. You
Okay,
know,
sir.
um, the scripture says, "Do not think highly of yourself." It did not say we should not think of ourselves, but it says we
Okay.
should not think too highly of ourselves,
Okay.
right? So
Yes,
if you
sir.
know your worth, right,
Yes,
you
sir.
can you can charge for your worth. Now, when I was in school, you know, I was using voice note to teach students to prepare for exam, you know, some other courses. So during exams, some students will not read. They'll be waiting for my voice notes, you know, on answering some questions and teaching them a lot of things. They'll wait for the voice note. So when I discovered that this voice note is working, I placed a premium on it, guys. I placed serious premium on it. I remember I would charge voice note, only voice note. I would charge 3K. If you want me to send you voice note plus explanation, I will charge you 5K. If you want me to if you need my physical appearance, explanation, and the voice note, I will charge you 10K. And guess what? There was one exam period I made 170K from voice notes. I'm telling you, right? Uh, you know, I knew that this value I was offering this value. It makes so much sense, right? You know, and what I just explained to you is one pricing strategy that you guys can use, right? It's called the three box rule. The three box rule is a strategy to get a lot of conversion, but I didn't want to touch it, right? Because of a question, I would just, just briefly, touch it. I didn't want to go into extreme. That's why I did. I was not expecting you to ask that question on pricing, but I mean, pretty much, this three box rule. The idea is that you know you create three avenues. The more avenues you create, the more offering avenues, offers you have, the more chance you have of conversion, right? So what I'm saying is that you're saying that only voice note is 3K, voice note and explanation 5K, physical appearance I will come and teach you one-on-one 10K. It means that you are saying that at all I impact pass. Some people will go for one of it. And guess what? Most time in three box shoe is the second one that people usually go for. The 5K one. In my own case, people went for the 5K, more people went for the 3K also. Only few people went for the 10K. But the few that went for the 10K, the money was worth it because I was collecting premium. And when the money came, it came in premium, right? It's a premium money. So premium is not plenty. Premium is not in quantity. Premium is always in quality, right? So that three box shoe made it in such a way that there is always way to convert people, in the kind of business I do. I don't know if that has answered the question, but most likely the next class I'm going to touch it more. Please let's ask another question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Tioluwani, I guess you are satisfied with that.
Yes, I'm satisfied. Thank you so much, Fabian George. Thank you.
All right. Any question from any female attendee? All right, we have one here though. Sir, someone is asking, what are some effective negotiation techniques that business owners can use to secure favorable deals, like while still maintaining a relationship with your clients and even suppliers? What are effective negotiation techniques that you can use to secure deals?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now.
I said that question, the answer to that question is a symposium discussion, right?
Oh,
It's a symposium discussion, and I might not want to answer that, because it's going to take a lot of time. Symposium discussion. However, there's a simple rule of negotiation. The person who is ready to leave the table without a deal is the most powerful person on the negotiation table. What did I say? The person who is ready to leave the person who is ready to leave the table without a deal is the most powerful person on the negotiation table. Which means that you have to, when you have nothing to lose, you become the most powerful person on the deal. The reason why Boko Haram might still be a very recurring case in Nigeria is because they have nothing to lose. And the truth is, so there's no how. Nigeria will always bend to the negotiation table. These people are ready to die. You want to kill. We are ready to die. You want to kill. Who will lose? We are ready to die. You want to kill. Oh yeah, let's go ahead. So, they're powerful in that sense, right? You know, so there's no any negotiation. You know, Nigeria will have to be compromising a lot, and that's what we have been doing all these years because they are powerful. They're the powerful person on the table, right? They don't want this country to work. They don't have anything to lose. You don't get. So the first rule of negotiation is that you have to be ready. It means that it's not you have to. It means that you start some conversation. You don't want to lose your composure as a person, right? There are money that you will need. That the way you will say it, you make it. The person must not see that your desperation that you need this money, right? The person must see it as a favor you are doing to him. You have to be able to present yourself in such a way that is not the person doing you a favor. That you are patronizing my product is me doing you a favor. And that's when you become powerful. Right? So this conversation, if I start today, I'm sure I will miss my dinner. All right. Well, I hope that the first law I said, I hope it suffice. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Please, let's celebrate our guest speaker for today. Thank you for all that you've dished out for us, the tips, the strategies we've learned, things we've learned from today's session. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. All right, now, yeah, I don't know. I believe everybody have been taking notes of things that have been discussed. Just before we go, I would like us to, in the in-call message, let's drop the different things that stood out for us in today's session. Let's just drop it as we wrap up the session for tonight. Also, the link to the community to continue these conversations, to keep tab on other informations that will benefit you as a business owner and as an entrepreneur. The link to join that community has been dropped in the in-call message. If you are not there yet, do well to join in and do well to participate and engage while still informing others, sharing with them in order to benefit from all that Witstart asks for you. Perhaps I'm yet to see our messages. Let's drop all that we've received. Let's drop them in short excerpts. Let's just drop them in. Things that even stood right from the introductory. I learned how that I have to get interesting with what I do and how I actually do it. My presentation, my approach towards potential clients and customers is very important. It is key. And I also learned that business is wow. So weapon of making sales and negotiating, I have to take business as a war. It's either I strive, I scale it, or I scale it. Like there's no going back. So it is what I should treat it as such. All right, thank you all so much. I want us to just drop one or two things that stood out for you in the comment message, or you could get to unmute and share just like a brief summary or review of what we've learned today. By the way, thank you all so much for your patience. Yeah, Mr. Sampson, let's have you, sir.
Yeah, one of the things that stood out, and I've had it over and over again, is that you treat your business as if it is a war. You don't joke, because on the battlefield, you don't joke. On the battlefield, all your attention is like channeled towards the battle, achieving your goals. Your aims and your goals are your most important priority when you are on the battlefield. And this really stood out for me. That particular statement really stood out, because if we check some of the things that affect some businesses or crashes some businesses as a result of levity. Some people take their business with levity and they end up losing everything. So if you are not ready to to gain knowledge, as our speaker has rightly said. Be ready to be shared in the market. They will share you. And that because a lot of people are ready to take over that position that you think you are currently occupying in the industry. So that really stood out for me. And I really appreciate the speaker for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that and for bringing that back to our memories. Let's take good note of that. Tioluwanimi, you have something to say. You can go ahead and give us what you have to say even before we call it a day.
Yeah, what really stood out for me today was that I should have a unique setting point that I'm going to get
We can barely hear you.
I said what really stood out for me today is that I should have a unique selling point. So that was really stood out for me. And I appreciate the guest speaker for that. Thank you.
All
Can you all
right. Thank you.
hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that. Thank you, everybody, for availing yourself for today's webinar. I believe strongly that we've all learned so much, even in the short period that the speaker had with us. We've learned so much, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a part 2 of today's webinar. This pricing thing, this money talk, I must learn all of it. I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm ready to take in everything that has to be taken from it. So thank you all once again for being available. Thank you, Witstart staffs, Witstart representatives on this call. Thank you for being available. Thank you, Wit students, for being available. And yeah, the conversation will be continued. Even I can see that more people are joining the community already. Yes, we'll continue the conversation there. And yeah, there's definitely another webinar coming next week. Let's stay tuned. Let's be available. Let's keep sharing. That energy is very important. And yeah, see you next week for the next webinar. Thank you all so much, and have enjoyed the rest of the evening.